What's going on, everybody? We are live for UFC 257, Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. We are at the first fight of the main card, Rodriguez versus Rebas. Let me get these stats ready for you, and we're going to dive right in. Let's go. I am happy to be back, baby. UFC website needs to catch up with their stats. 30 seconds into the first fight. Rebas in the yellow, Rodriguez in the black. Rebas good pressure, pressing forward early. A lot of feints. Really has Rodriguez reacting. In the strawweight division, one of my favorite divisions in the UFC, one of the most competitive divisions. Both young ladies in the top 10. Ooh, nice takedown from Rebas. That was slick. You see Rodriguez with the body lock. Oh, she's got it laced around the leg. She needs to be careful. Even when you are on the back and you have that body lock, you don't want your foot to be pressed against the octagon. It's easier to get out of it. You see Rebas able to get out of that position. She's still in full guard, but she's putting all her weight down on the neck and shoulder area of Rodriguez, just trying to put that weight on her, wear on her. Smart, keeping both arms in there while she's in that full guard. You see her cranking on the neck, just making Rodriguez uncomfortable, disrupting the breathing. There he goes. Finally some strikes from Rebas. There we go. UFC.com. Stats for Rodriguez on the left. Rebas on the right. There we go. He was really not able to do much with this takedown. She's getting control, and that will win her the round at this point since not much happened on the feet. Doing a lot just to disrupt Rodriguez. Wear on her again. Will pay dividends in the later rounds, but not doing much in the form of damage here in the end of the first round. I look serious. This is a serious occasion, brother. It's McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. I am ready. It's my ready face, my battle face, bro. All right, just getting all these chats together. You finna live stream it? No, brother, but I do have links for you on deck. Good luck with that. Usually I'm a degenerate and finding it any way I can, but Dana was talking that ish this week. He said, y'all go ahead and try to illegally stream this fight and see what happens. I did not want to see what happened. And I paid for that pay-per-view, baby. Anyone needs a link, let me know. I'll post it periodically throughout. After this fight, go over my picks for the rest of the card. Go over what's over on the line tonight, including what you would think is at least one title eliminator or challenger, but possibly two, depending on how Michael Chandler and Dan Hooker looks. The winner of that fight, how they look in that fight, could definitely make an argument that the winner of that fight, depending on who wins, each of them gets the next shot at the undisputed, as of now, undisputed lightweight championship of the world. Khabib, of course, still our champion at 155, but has said multiple times he's retired. For a man to say he's retired with the belt, just like we saw with Henry Cejudo, you should book that next match of number one contenders for the belt, as they did with Figueiredo and Benavidez. More on Figueiredo also. That man had a hell of a year in 2020. Or nice uppercuts from Rebas. Oh, Rodriguez! It's over. It's over. Rebas still thinking there's a fight. Wait, hold up. Herb Dean didn't stop the fight. Rodriguez thought the fight was over. I thought the fight was over. Holy shit. Rodriguez hit her with a nasty elbow in the clinch. Oh, and that right hand ended. Oh, man. Rodriguez trying to show mercy, and that is why when people say, oh, I don't like those extra hits after the knockout, that is why you keep hitting them until the ref literally pulls you off. We've seen too many times. Remember Ed Herman and Rodriguez just last year. You think the fight is over, and it's not, just by something crazy. And then you might lose that, but luckily Rodriguez able to just keep putting it on. Amanda Rebas, who has looked fantastic in her last few outings. What a huge win for Rodriguez. You see the emotion all over her face. God damn, that was a good knockout. Was she trying to can opener? I'm not sure. Got so damn excited after that knockout, I forgot. Jesus, look at that right hand, and she puts it on her. And you see she's on the side. Herb Dean, okay, that's not even Rodriguez's fault. Herb Dean goes in like he's going to stop the fight. Rodriguez feels him hovering. And then she looks at Herb Dean like, hey, you stopped it, right? Herb Dean's like, nah, I didn't do anything like that. Bro, you were right over them. It looked like you stopped the fight. Oh, my God. Those last few right hands. And Herb Dean saves her. See, now that's what we needed Herb Dean to do last week. Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar. Where maybe Calvin Kattar was still throwing, but he didn't need to keep taking those hits. Amanda was still kind of protecting herself, but you saw her wobbly. You saw her hurt. Man. I knew she was going to lose by how she was clapping off me going to the ring. You saw that too? Damn. That is a remarkable finish for Rodriguez and probably her biggest win inside the octagon. Matter of fact, why guess? Let's take a look at her record. Give me a second. Bruce Buffer. Is there a man with a flyer suit collection than Bruce Buffer? The answer is no, so I'm not even going to look at the chat to see what you guys said. The answer is no. There is not. As always, guys, if you're used to seeing anytime after they talk to the fighter, I'm going to turn it up a little bit so hopefully you guys can pick it up a little on the mic. But I'm going to listen to see what this fighter, who just put it all on the line and had a fantastic finish, see what they have to say. Rodriguez pretty much saying she knew it was going to be a wrestle heavy game from Rebas. She was ready for it. Oh, that right cross just right on the chin. And those shots following up. I can't believe her teeth. Oh, man. She's saying, yeah, I thought her being stopped the fight because he was right on me. And asking her who she wants to fight next. Please call someone out directly. Oh, she said, now you know who I am. Preach. I sure as hell do. Her last fight in July of 2020, she lost to Carla Esparza, the former and the first strawweight champion of the UFC. Nothing to hold your head up about, hold your head down about, I should say. Last fight before that was against Calvillo in 2019, in which she had a draw. And then a win versus Tisha Torres. That might be a better win, honestly, the Tisha Torres win. But, of course, Amanda Rebas, this win against her, nothing to blink at. God damn, those right hands, ridiculous. Herb did a horrible job on that. Yo, he really did, bro. What a point. Out of control. Yeah, she definitely has skills. Those hands are for real. Are you aware of the recent spate of Wickler sightings near and around Morley Manor, and what are you going to do about it? I have no idea what you were talking about, Charles, but I appreciate you joining the chat, bro. All right, let's go and see what's next for Rodriguez. Guys, I got to tell you, I am tired of these fighters, especially fighters without big names, getting really good wins and then saying, I'll fight anybody and whoever. Stop saying that shit. Of course you'll fight anybody. You are contracted to fight anybody. UFC is contracted to give you 3 fights a year, 3 offers a year, and if they don't, they have to pay you. So, of course, you're going to fight whoever they say is next, especially if no one knows you. But come the hell on. Call somebody out, make it exciting. You can say I want anybody in the top 5, but put their name in your mouth. Make sure that they, in their next interview, are asked about you specifically and have to either say yes or no to you on record. And if they say no, tell them they're scared. And use that as a reason for Dana White to make that fight or to give you somebody above them. Like, what are you doing? Go watch some Chael Sonnen. All right, strawweight. She said top 5. Of course, we have Weili Zhang, which I don't think Rodriguez earned a title shot, so let's keep going. Rose Namajunas, who's probably getting the next title shot. Joanna Jędrzejczyk, who I can't imagine would take that fight versus Rodriguez just because of how low she is. We have Jan, I should say. That would be a good fight. Carla Esparza already has a win over Rodriguez, so I doubt it. Nina Ansaroff, that would be a good matchup. I would like to see that. Another wrestler versus Rodriguez, so maybe Rodriguez, after doing so well against Rebas, maybe she would like that matchup. You have Claudia Gadelha, another good fight. Michelle Waterson at number 7. All those matchups would be fun to see. If I'm saying top 5, her best bet is probably Nina Ansaroff. All right, let's take a look at the rest of this card before this next fight starts. Once again, guys, we are live for UFC 257 with your boy, Mike Jesse MMA. Appreciate you coming. Please make sure you give it a like, subscribe, and follow if you don't already. We are out here for every major combat sports event. MMA, bare knuckle. If it's boxing and it gets me excited, I'm out there. I even watch some of the crazy nonsense fights. We will be here for Mayweather versus whichever Paul brother it is. He's going to beat the face off. I will be live for that. If you guys saw the Mountain from Game of Thrones, will be making his professional boxing debut September versus the second strongest man in the world, Eddie. Forget that guy's name, but two beasts. It should be a sideshow. Again, that's in September. We will be here for that. And we'll get into some of the upcoming UFC cards a little later. First, my picks for the next few fights. Guys, are you excited? We are back in business, baby. It's been a while. Andrew Sanchez versus Muradov. Muradov, the slight favorite in his middleweight bout. I would agree with the odds. I think it's a pick'em, but I'm going to go ahead with Mahmoud. Jessica I versus Joanne Calderwood. Man, Joanne Calderwood, let's get talking about her. I do favor her in this matchup just because I am always really high on Joanne. But she had a title fight booked against Shevchenko. Shevchenko got injured. The fight had to get pushed back a little bit. Instead of Calderwood waiting for her to get over the injury and get that title fight, which wouldn't have taken long, she decided to put it all on the line against Jennifer Maia and just fight the next girl up, and that turned out to be a huge mistake. Maia submitting her in the first round. Could not believe it. I had Calderwood in that fight as well, but again, very high on Joanne Calderwood. I like her style. I like her skill level. I like how she matches up in this division, and she's a great interview. Always fun to hear her talk to whoever she is being interviewed with. But man, she lost that number one spot, and she has to show out against Jessica I if she wants any chance of getting another shot. Of course, I think Jessica Andrade earned the next title shot with her win in her debut at flyweight. She looked like an animal as always, and maybe without the weight cut, she'll be even more dangerous. But Joanne facing Jessica I at number 6 will be a great test for her to see where she's at. And it's really anybody's game. At 125 for the challenger, it's Shevchenko and then the other guys, pretty much. So a dominant win on what will probably be, depending on what we have lined up for the rest of the year for Conor McGregor, will probably be the most watched pay-per-view of the year. If you show out now, get your name out there, and put Shevchenko's name in your mouth like I was talking earlier, then you have a good chance of earning that number one contender spot or at least a title eliminator. But once again, rough. That's why sometimes you're too tough for your own good. Anybody older than 25 who used to watch Dave Chappelle, when keeping it real goes wrong, when you get your ass whooped, which maybe she didn't get her ass whooped, but she got submitted in a round. When you had a title shot, that's got to sting. You're going to carry that around for a while. Really hope she gets not only a win, but a statement win tonight. How do I illegally get the fight? They make it damn near impossible. Bro, that was a huge thing when they took off the regular pay-per-view for UFC and put it behind a paywall. They're pretty much, you have to subscribe to ESPN Plus in order to even have a chance to buy the pay-per-view. It's wild. You have to create a profile, et cetera, et cetera. How to do it illegally. Boom, there you go, my brother. There is the link. Good luck to you. Again, guys, Dana White said, you go ahead and try that illegal streaming shit if you want to. I'm ready. I wasn't fitting to see if he was serious, but you guys, best of luck. I'm rooting for you. I'm going to give you keys, but, I'm not getting in the car for you. Good ride, good luck, good luck. We are live for UFC 257, Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. Again, I am going through the fight card, the picks. So far, I have picked Muradov. I did not have Marina Rodriguez, not going to lie to you guys. I had Amanda Rebas. She looked great last year. This year, not a great start. She had a dominant first round. Not dominant in the sense of damage, but dominant in the sense of control. She took the fight where she won it, and she was never in any real danger. That was the opposite of how that second round went. I have Joanne Calderwood, number 7 versus number 6, versus Jessica I, that is. That's classic wrestler versus grappler. I think Joanne has good enough takedown defense against most people, and I think she can tag you up in striking. I think Jessica I is about to get a fistful of Calderwood tonight. Dan Hooker versus Michael Chandler, guys. I can't stress to you how excited I am for this fight. If the main event was not as huge as it is, I'd be more excited for this fight than any other fight on the card. Dan Hooker is going to his career recently, as of late, I should say, in the UFC. And then we'll get to what's on the line for Michael Chandler in his debut in the UFC after being such a staple of Bellator for so many years. All right, we have Hooker versus Felder. That was a war like most of Dan Hooker's fights are. And he came away with the nod. Felder, whoo, these highlights. Did you see that? God damn. About to switch my pick. That man with the mullet is a problem. Andrew Sanchez. God damn. He had that fight with Ali Quinta. Who won that fight? Hold on, UFC.com is failing me. What a surprise, right? Dan Hooker won that fight pretty convincingly. Damn, there was a 30-26 in that. I have to go back and rewatch it. I don't remember that being that bad of an ass whooping. Hooker versus James Vick. James Vick was a little bit on a downslide, but remember, James Vick used to be one of the biggest and baddest 155ers in the lightweight division. Was really good. And then his last loss, Hooker, was that his last loss? Could have swore he lost to Dustin Poirier his last fight in June, and then he had that Felder win before that, win against Ali Quinta, win over James Vick. But he did have that shellacking against Barboza back in 2018. I don't know if everybody saw that fight. If you haven't and you like seeing an ass whooping, go ahead on YouTube, Edson Barboza versus Dan Hooker. Barboza was hitting Dan Hooker with some of the nastiest spinning heel kicks to the body I've ever seen in my life. It made me flinch every time they landed, and eventually, luckily, the ref stopped the fight because for some reason his corner did not throw in the towel. Dan Hooker, of course, has a win versus Burns, who's the number one contender at 170, the welterweight division right now. One of, if not the most competitive division in the UFC. That's nothing to ignore right there. Went over Jim Miller, went over Dia Casey, went over Pearson. Dan Hooker has made a great career for himself in the UFC. He has some wins over some top guys. Like, are you not impressed with a war against Dan Felder that he won? Are you not impressed that he outclassed Ali Quinta, a man who once, of course, there's some caveats and asterisks next to it, but once challenged Khabib Nurmagomedov and lasted 5 rounds, no asterisks on that, lasted 5 rounds with Khabib, and we saw what Khabib did to Justin Gaethje. Took out Vick. Took out Gilbert Burns. James Vick tall. James Vick strong. Slick boxing over at City Kickboxing in New Zealand. Now let's get to my man, Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler, this is his first fight in the UFC. He was a staple for 10, 11 years of Bellator and Strikeforce before that. Champion, world-class athlete, wrestling background, but that man can strike his ass off as well. Don't get it twisted. "34 years old. So even though he's been around forever, still right around his prime. Just going for his record real quick, guys. Of course, his last fight in Bellator against Benson Henderson. Say what you want to get about Benson Henderson, but he was a former UFC champion. His style and his size, in my opinion, caught up to him. If you guys have been a fan of mixed martial arts in general, you know he's one of the guys, if not the guy, at least mainstream, to start the calf kick, the leg kick right under the knee, try to get your shin behind theirs and to damage the calf. You hit those for a couple rounds, and that person that you are landing on will not be moving the same in the second, third, and then if the championship, 4th and 5th rounds. He had a win against Sidney Outlaw, a loss against Patricio Freire. TKO to punches, not great. But he did have that decision win against Brent Primus, win against Brandon Gritz. Primus, of course, beat him, speaking of, with calf kick. And you remember Chandler's foot just kind of dropped. It looked like it was just hit him in the back, hit a nerve, and his foot just pretty much stopped working. He was telling the ref, like, my foot better be broken, and of course it was not. But you land those calf kicks, and freak injury or not, you earn that victory. But man, let's just, instead of naming a bunch of guys that you may or may not know, win, win, loss, win, 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 loss, win, 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 win. A few losses to Will Brooks and Eddie Alvarez, but before that he was 12-0. Guys like Patricky Pitbull, the brother of Patricio, 2 wins over Patricky, actually. A win over Eddie Alvarez. Michael Chandler has fought the who's who, whether you know him or not, of mixed martial arts, and he's been doing so for a decade. Dana gonna have to fight me. I'm gonna let him know, bro. I'm gonna let him know. You can't stop us out here. Can't stop, won't stop. Rockefeller Records, y'all know. We get down, baby. Sanchez got this, man. I picked against him, but after watching those highlights, whew, and the mullet, never bet against a mullet. My mom taught me that at an early age. When is Connor fighting? It's probably going to be around midnight Eastern Standard Time, brother. So probably like an hour or so. There's only 2 more fights. This one and the co-main event, so it comes down to how fast that happens. I say within 45 minutes to an hour, Conor McGregor will be walking out to the octagon. They're going to milk it, though, guys. If it's a finish here and a finish on the next fight, they're going to milk it. They're going to play a bunch of promos. They're going to talk about how crazy he is. Conor's coming back. They're going to talk about how he's brand new and not drinking on this fight camp. You guys know how it goes. So, yeah, about an hour. As always, thank you for joining me. We are live, baby, for UFC 257. I get so into the shit, I forget my actual job. Let me get these stats together for y'all. Like, Mike, shut up. What are the numbers? Don't rush me. Nice takedown attempt by Sanchez, but he eats a couple. Oh, leg kick lands for Muradov, but Sanchez lands one over the top. Nice right hand from Muradov. Woo! Don't look now, but middleweight. It's starting to get exciting again, folks. It's been a while. We'll take a look at that division after this fight. Neither of these guys ranked, but of course, these third fights are always set up to be, quote unquote, like showcase fights. A lot of up-and-comers, a lot of young guys, a lot of fan-friendly styles, usually striker versus striker matchups or something like that. And so far, this was not disappointing. Nice jab from Muradov. Sanchez definitely using the octagon well to back up Muradov. Now he's moving backwards and eating some strikes. He's doing a lot better when he's the one moving forward, when he's the one pressuring, when he's the one making Muradov guess. When Muradov's able to just walk straight forward, he's confident in his strength. And I think he feels like he might have eaten Sanchez's strongest punch already and not afraid of it. A little early for that, but you got to appreciate that confidence. Sanchez keeping Muradov on the, Luke Thomas calls it the warning track, right where the logos are outside the octagon that's outlined within the ring. Sanchez comfortable. Shaking that off. Muradov, nice straight kick, front kick, just misses. Both guys just missing. Muradov getting sloppy. Was trying to go for a Superman punch and 8-2 for it. It's not a good trade. That's quick maths. Are you guys having fun yet? Muradov needs to be careful. He keeps missing these kicks, and they're not that close. Sanchez hasn't capitalized it off it yet, but when you're facing a man with the power of Sanchez, you want to be careful. Again, goes for that calf kick and eats one for it. Kicks are great to keep distance if you're using them to keep distance. He's using it more as just shooting for a power strike. But if you're not setting it up and you're just throwing kicks, when you're at this level, head movement, footwork, and just blocking is all you need against that. I know that sounds like a lot, easier said than done, but again, at this level, these guys need that at a bare minimum. Nice 1-2 from Muradov. The 2 doesn't land flush, but he did score. Oh. Nice right hand again, partially blocked. Yeah, Sanchez does look timid. He's not letting go as much as I expected from the highlights. Again, Muradov doesn't seem to respect him. Maybe he feels it that Sanchez is timid. But Muradov has left himself open on more than one occasion. Zaire. What's going on, bro? Welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Stay a while. His coach is telling him to be more careful with the right hand. I would like it if they told him to be a little bit more active. That was a close round. That was a really close round. I don't know who I have that for. Guys, if you see me responding to people and you look in the chat, you're like, who is he talking to? Not crazy. I don't hear voices most of the times. I am on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube right now. Check me out. Follow me, Mike Jesse MMA, on all platforms. Shoot me a follow on Instagram where I will update anytime that I am going live, baby. Or subscribe and you'll be alerted the second that I'm out here. Let's go round 2, baby. Would really like to see. Sanchez is doing great with his footwork pressuring Muradov against the cage. What he's not doing is using combinations and jabs to make Muradov pay for allowing him to do that. Like, look, you have him against the cage, push him forward so that he's forced to either move backwards or choose a side to circle. And if he circles into that right hand, make him pay for that. There you go. Nice right hand from Sanchez. Sanchez's front calf is tore up. His left knee has some bruising as well on the inside. Oh, nice kick jab from Sanchez. Low blow. Not sure why they thought the cool thing to do was add a little timer for when people get low blowed, how long they wait to come back after the low blow. Not sure if you guys were curious about that while you're watching the fight. Like, oh, I wonder how much time has passed since that guy got kicked in his nuts. But I personally was never interested. I was not one of the people who asked for that to be added. Just wanted to put that out there. Here we go, back to the action. Muradov trying to feint the kicks, but Sanchez not biting at all. Sanchez again, great pressure, but now you have him against the warning track. There you go. You have to go in. He got deep on that takedown, but as DC alluded to, he never locked the hands behind the legs, so never was really able to threaten an actual takedown. It was a good shot. He got deep, but if you don't finish that, you don't clasp your hands, pull them together, start driving your shoulder into their body and trying to take their weight from underneath them, it's just nothing. You see Muradov just presses back against the cage, post up, never even really has to sprawl. Sanchez is getting in positions that, to put Muradov in danger, but he's never actually capitalizing on it with any efficiency. Look, boom, backed him up. There you go, nice jab. But you got to follow that up. He jabs and then backs up. Is he nervous about Muradov's power? Nice counter right hand by Muradov. Ooh. Muradov wings it on that right hand, but threw it with really bad intent. Oh, there you go. Muradov blitzes, lands a nice right hand to the jaw of Sanchez. Sanchez had his guard up too. Just really well placed by Muradov. Oh, another counter right hand from Muradov, man. He's throwing it nicely now. Finding that range for it. Sanchez still just afraid, like his front foot is planted to stay a certain distance away from Muradov. And yeah, he's staying out of danger, but he's never able to land any of his own power. And look, Muradov shoots first and lands a nice jab. Stuns Sanchez. Another nice jab. Oh! Crazy two-punch combination from Muradov. Those both landed nicely. And I'm telling you, Muradov is finding the home for that right hand. Just misses that right hand, but does land the jab. Muradov feeling himself. You see his confidence going up. Sanchez is pressing forward. Oh, eats a kick that time. Sanchez is moving forward, but then stopping at a certain point. As soon as Muradov stops moving backwards, Sanchez stops moving forward. Nice left hand from Sanchez. Nice body shots from Muradov. Oh, another right hand from Muradov. Another one. That round definitely Muradov. First round was close. I don't know. But I do know if Sanchez wants to win this fight, he needs to start letting go. What's up, Tommy? What's going on, brother? Results? I got you, man. Marina Rodriguez knocked Amanda Rebas out. I'm sorry, Marina Rodriguez knocked Amanda Rebas out clean. Gave her the business in round 2. We are now in the second fight of the main card. Andrew Sanchez versus Makhmed Muradov. I believe it might be 1-1, but it could definitely be 2-1. Muradov, Sanchez has to let his hands go. He had excellent positioning in the first round and not bad positioning in the second. Keeps pushing Muradov with his footwork, not even actually touching him, up against that warning track with his back almost against the cage, but never capitalizing. Always stopping that front foot a certain distance away from Muradov's front foot and never coming into the phone booth, so to speak, with Muradov, so hasn't been able to land any substantial damage on him. On the other hand, Muradov has found a home for that second hand in the second round. His best round thus far of the fight, and probably the best round of either fighter of the fight, seeing as that first round was so close and not much damage from either man other than the calf of Andrew Sanchez. Of course, next, Jessica Eye versus Joanne Calderwood. Round 3. All right, bro, I'll see you. Round 3 of Sanchez versus Muradov, the second of 5 fights of tonight's main card. Again, it might be 1-1. Nice jabs and combination by Sanchez. Landed 2 jabs, followed up by a cross, I believe. But Sanchez absolutely needs more activity, whether it's 1-1 or whether he's down and needs a finish. He's not going to get one by being gun shy for another round. Are you playing it safe? Is the moment getting to you that this is such a good, big card? There's so many eyes on you? Or are you just too respectful of your opponent? Both men throwing, not really landing anything of substance. That right hand, that right uppercut did get through a little bit of Muradov. Threw 4 punches. Most of them got blocked, but I think that uppercut did get through. Both men looking fresh. No stamina questions for either man. Muradov abandoning those leg kicks that were so successful in the first round, though. I think he noticed he was eating that right hand of Sanchez when he was throwing it. Didn't like that, and so has thus far, since the first round, really, not throwing it much. Oh, nice 2-punch combination from Muradov. Followed by jab. Let's go. Sanchez lands a little cross. Partially blocks that hook from Muradov. Oh, nice right hand from Muradov. Oh, man, he hurt him. Muradov swarming him. Another right hand. Knees. He's all over him. They're going to stop this fight. God damn. What a finish. What a finish. And that's what happens when you're too respectful and you're gun shy against someone like Muradov. Wow. Wow. What an amazing finish. Updates on Conor and Dustin. That fight has not started yet. There are still 2 more fights before the main event, guys. We still have Joanne Calderwood versus Jessica Eye. And we have Dan Hooker versus Michael Chandler and then Conor McGregor. It's probably going to be about an hour until that Conor McGregor fight starts. What a finish, man. Whoo! Oh, it's in the stanky leg. That right hand right behind the ear knocked Andrew Sanchez's equilibrium out of balance. And then he tried to hit him with the knee and just follow up with right hands. Oh, man. You think McGregor would get the KO inside 60 seconds? I think Conor McGregor has the ability to get the KO in 60 seconds. I really do. Will he? I have no idea. I think that's 100%. It's going to sound silly. 100% up to Dustin Poirier. How does he look tonight? Does he come out timid like we just saw Andrew Sanchez? Does he come out respecting Conor? You see them a lot friendlier than the first time they matched up. Well, you couldn't get much worse, but both men have grown since then. It's been a long time. Both men have matured in a lot of ways. Conor not with the usual slander that he usually has during fight week or during the press conference, it was all class by both men. Does Dustin come out with the proper mindset like he had against Justin Gaethje? We'll see. So will Conor get the KO? I have no idea, but he definitely has the ability and the power in that left hand to do so. I'm excited to see if he can. Crack streams is buggy. I did notice that. Again, usually I do go with the crack stream. I didn't want to take the chance tonight with it being such a big fight. So I bought the pay-per-view. But if the crack stream is not working, I got you with an alternative. Because where there's a will, there's a way, brother. Under 3 rounds, my boy says. Yeah, I honestly don't see that fight, whoever wins, going all 5 rounds. Excuse me. If it does go all 3 rounds, though, I highly favor Dustin. Way better gas tank. You going to show the fight? I cannot show the fight, bro. Funny story. I once live streamed, if you see guys where the stats are right there, I had the weigh-ins for a Conor McGregor fight. Just the weigh-ins right here. And I got my YouTube channel banned for 30 days. So, no, I will not show the fight. They caught me in like 15 seconds. I didn't know it was against the rules to stream another YouTube stream on mine. But, of course, it was. So, no, I will not take that chance to show the fight. But I got streams on deck, man. Boom. Links on deck. Take that. Take that. Good luck with those. Kind of would talk about being abducted by extraterrestrials. What? A humble Conor is a dangerous man. I mean, look. What Conor McGregor did to Donald Cerrone was some crazy shit. I'm not saying Donald Cerrone is the best in the world. I'm not saying Donald Cerrone is the best man that Conor ever fought. But Conor McGregor was really humble that fight week as well and came out and had zero respect for Donald Cerrone. I think that was the big factor when you're talking about a humble Conor. He may be humble, but he's still Conor McGregor, in a lack of a better word. He's still coming out there thinking that if it's you, him, and a sandwich, that he's walking out with a Big Mac. You understand what I'm saying? He came out there, he threw that left hand, missed, and then instantly started hitting Donald Cerrone, created space to hit Donald Cerrone with those shoulders. We see John Jones throw those shoulders a lot, but we've never seen anyone throw those shoulders. Chris Weidman sometimes too, but we've never seen somebody throw those shoulders and have damage like that. Create the proper spacing to get the right momentum on those shoulders to actually cause damage. And then on the break from that, he partially lands the quad across Donald Cerrone's face. I'm not saying Dustin Poirier is Donald Cerrone, but I'm also not saying Dustin Poirier is Khabib. And I'm not saying he can take a shot as well as Nate. So really curious to see how well Dustin takes these shots. We can't ignore the fact that he didn't take the shots well in their first fight. What, he beat him in 90 seconds or 2 minutes or something like that? They are two different fighters. They're both way bigger than they were before. They're both way stronger, way better, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But he didn't take that hit well. So I have no reason to think that he's going to take the shots better this fight than he did the last one. I think he is, just, my gut feeling, but I wouldn't be surprised if Conor ends it in first or second round. Seen people doing it on Facebook before. Yeah, man, shout outs to them. More skills than me, apparently. I'm not risking it. There is a way to do a bunch of different stuff to your VPN, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to just shoot you the link. I just want to see the Conor fight. MMA has been going to downfall for years now. I appreciate your live stream. No problem, bro. I do what I can. With what I got. I saw the one bull. I don't know if you guys saw it like a year and a half ago, maybe 2019. He had the shades on, and he had the fight reflected in his shades. That was class personified. Loved it. Donald isn't on the same level as Dustin. No, Dustin's not on the same. Cerrone's not on the same level as Dustin or Conor. I agree. Do I think Conor McGregor's going to go out there and shoulder Dustin Poirier to death like he did Donald Cerrone? Absolutely not. Do I think that Conor McGregor respects Dustin Poirier about as much as he respected Donald Cerrone? Yeah. I don't think Conor fears Dustin at all, and I think that's dangerous against anybody. McGregor, best fight was against Alvarez, a masterpiece. Cool channel, bro. Enjoying the commentary. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that, Tommy. Good looks. And yeah, I agree, guys. I cannot explain to you how frustrated, upset, angry, etc., etc., etc. I was when I saw that Eddie Alvarez versus Conor McGregor fight. Huge Eddie Alvarez fan. Full disclaimer, fighter out of Philadelphia. I'm from New Jersey. I now live in Philly. I actually know some of the same people as Eddie Alvarez. Shout out to one of his coaches, Sam Opreza. Sam the Sandman. Shout outs to you. But yeah, I was rooting for Eddie Alvarez, huge. And Eddie Alvarez had recently fought Anthony Pettis. And he pressed Anthony Pettis up against the cage, kept the clinch, kept the underhook the whole time, using his free hand to just land and score. And I thought that was a perfect game plan for Anthony Pettis at the time. I thought it was just as good as a game plan for Conor McGregor. Instead, he tried to strike with Conor McGregor the whole time. Of course, Eddie Alvarez has hands. Guys, if you disagree with me, stop hating. Go look at his run in Bellator. Go look at some of the guys he beat in UFC. That man is one of the best fighters to ever fight. Of course, he's not top 10, top 15, or anything like that, but he is one of the baddest men on the planet, or at least he was at the time at lightweight. He was nothing to sneeze at. He came in there and tried to play boxer with Conor McGregor, which, again, we're talking about the mindset of Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor didn't respect Eddie Alvarez, and he told him the difference between this fight and that fight. He told Eddie Alvarez to his face. Of course, you remember the infamous press conference where he hit Jeremy Stephens with the "Who the fuck is that guy?" And sent Jeremy Stephens to hell all over the internet. But he was just... he came out there, had no respect for Eddie Alvarez, was expecting Eddie Alvarez to wrestle. Eddie Alvarez instead tried to show him, no, I'm a striker, and do all that press up against the cage, all that clinch work, threw it all out the window. It made no sense. And those strikes that he landed to put Eddie Alvarez down, bro, some of the cleanest, that might have been the best combination I've ever seen land in that high of level of mixed martial arts. Forget the UFC. Forget, combat sports. I mean, maybe the cleanest combination, most well-placed combination at the highest level I've ever seen, period, in combat sports. Guys, you think I'm exaggerating? Go back and watch it. The strikes he hit him with, just doom, came across, hit him with the kick. It was amazing. Couldn't believe that shit. Froze Eddie Alvarez. Eddie Alvarez had no time to react, and he was surprised about how hard someone who was fighting at 145, how much that strength translated. And that just shows you the strength and conditioning and the training and preparation of a Conor McGregor. My favorite McGregor fight was between him and Diaz-2. Oh, him and Diaz-2 was a fucking war. I could talk about that all night. We'll get into that later. Let's save that, because I do want to talk about the prospect of a Nate Conor 3. But yes, Nate Diaz is, full disclosure, my favorite fighter in the UFC currently. And that was a war. I don't care who won that fight. McGregor did walk away with the victory. Some people said Nate. I went back and rewatched it a few times. Sometimes I thought Nate, sometimes Conor. Not angry with Conor getting the win. But yeah, their rivalry, one of my favorite rivalries ever in mixed martial arts. And their fights, even the first fight, really entertaining stuff. Are you watching on the Ripple Stream page? There's great content. You seem to really know your stuff. Bless up. Appreciate that, Scott. Thank you. Please, anybody, if you're joining me for the first time, like and subscribe, follow, etc. I'm out here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and give my Instagram, where I give all updates for when I will be live, which is for every major combat sports event, bare knuckle, freak show boxing like Mayweather fighting a goddamn elephant. I'm out here. Holla at your boy, Mike Jesse MMA. I'm not watching on the Ripple stream. I usually do watch on the streams, guys. Not gonna lie, I'm a degenerate just like the rest of you. But I did buy the pay-per-view this time. When the cards are big, like a Conor fight, sometimes those sites don't work the best. And the last thing I need is for what happened to me against Dustin Poirier versus Tony Ferguson, in which I was just sitting here watching a still screen while people were watching me have zero content to talk about because my stream was effing up. So yeah, I went ahead and spent the cheddar on the pay-per-view tonight, guys. But I do hope, and I am happy to hear that Ripple stream is working. Crack stream, no idea what happened. Maybe Dana White got to it. Maybe he wasn't just talking that shit and he took it all down. Who knows? But again, we got options on deck. We out here. Are you having a good time? We are here live for UFC 257. And no matter how you find me, if this was your first time, second time, eighth time, I appreciate you. Thank you. Because without you guys, this is just guy in the mic and the camera talking to yourself like a weirdo. The link is bad. It's full of spam and junk too. Where do you click to watch the fight instead of receiving some potential virus? Let me check for you, bro, on the Ripple. And check that out for you. As Jessica I walks out, all smiles. Again, classic wrestler versus grappling matchup. I do favor Joanne Calderwood. If you're just joining me, I did pick her to win this fight. She has to be hungry after losing not only her number one spot in the rankings, not only a potential title fight. She had it booked. She was booked, ladies and gentlemen, against Shevchenko, the champion of 125, and then said, nah, line them up. I got it. That did not turn out well for her, man. You can't take those chances. Again, Dave Chappelle, when keeping it real goes wrong. When you have that number one spot, you got to keep it. You can't play around with that. Also trying to find an alternate for the people who aren't able to get on that Ripple. I got about a half a dozen. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Joanne Calderwood, one of my, well, she's definitely my favorite strawweight fighter. One of my favorite interviews to watch. Love the accent, love the pop, love the pep. Always bringing the energy, like your boy Mike Jesse MMA. As we see how they stack up against each other, both ladies, similar stature, 5'6", weighted in 126, 66-inch reach for Jessica I, only a half-inch reach advantage over Joanne Calderwood. They have Joanne as a slight favorite, 115. That's fair. I'd make that bet. But again, guys, I'm a degenerate, so you know I can't be out here spending all my monies on these bets. These sites got me a couple times. Like, oh yeah, we'll match you $35, then you have to spend $1,500. Got me. Here we go. Do I practice some form of MMA? I do not. Wrestled for 4 years. Fan since UFC 1, baby. I did just move out to Philly. There are a couple MMA gyms around here. We'd like to get some training in. Guys, just getting these stats ready. Oh, they came out swinging. That's what I'm talking about. Nice knees to the body from Joanne. Joanne really likes to work the clinch, laying elbows and knees, especially against the cage. And Jessica of course, has to try to work in the clinch because her path to victory, in my opinion, And I'm sure her in her game plan is to get this fight to the ground. But that is a dangerous spot to be against Joanne. Good octagon control by Jessica I. Joanne able to work her way out, though. Both ladies landing some nice shots. God damn. Nice uppercut from Jessica I. For anybody not able to use that ripple or crack stream, I put another one out there. It is working for me. Happy hunting. Quickly make another YouTube channel and stream it there. That's funny. I might do that one day. Might do that. I'll try. Yo, what's up, man? What you think about ESPN crashing? ESPN crashing, man. Don't jinx me. My ESPN has not crashed. My ESPN's crashed, man. Woo. But what's going on, brother? Thanks for joining, bro. Long time no see. Hope everything is well on your side of the pond, man. Jessica I landing some of the better combinations. Jessica I not doing bad in these clinch situations like I thought she would. Joanne needs to get the volume up. Needs to make Jessica I respect her. Nice knees in the clinch once again from Joanne. Those are good, but now she's pressed up against the cage. See if Jessica I is going to try to shoot for that double. Yep, you see her working that right hand around the left leg of Joanne. And she's controlling the right wrist of Joanne. You want to see if she wants to try to slide that left hand behind the right leg of Joanne. Joanne, definitely mindful of it, though. She's trying to get the 2-on-1. Two of her, both of her hands on one arm of Jessica so she can stop her from locking those hands up. Not sure what's a scam, brother. Free links. I don't own those fucking websites. I'm not responsible for anything that happens if you try to stream these fights illegally. Complain to them. There we go. Nice right hand over the top from Joanne as she's now throwing combinations. Nice leg kick. Oh, nice knee. Another knee to the body. And that elbow over the top Joanne threw. Jessica trying to combat these clinch situations by using the uppercut. Very smart. We've been seeing a lot of uppercuts tonight, actually. It's pretty funny. Jessica definitely keeping the volume up, though. Almost doubling the output of Joanne, which is surprising. Calderwood can't allow this to become a fight where she's landing in the clinch, but allowing Jessica to be the more active person on the outside. As she tries to go for a single into a trip against Jessica I, one of the best wrestlers in the division. Oh, jab to the body followed by a cross. I think she knocked her mouthpiece out. What was that went flying? Wasn't her mouthpiece. Tries to land a flying elbow. Good first round for Jessica I. God damn, she looked good on the feet. Joanne presumably down a round. Again, I have her to win this fight, but she has to be more active. She's the more polished and experienced striker. Not sure why she's so hesitant and timid. That's good coaching from her corner, saying they can't keep losing around because she's getting backed up against the fence. Got to punch out of that. You can't let her initiate those clinches. You need to make her afraid to even go in that position with you. Second round about to start in the third of 5 fights tonight on the main card of UFC 257. Uppercut again from Jessica Eye, but another elbow over the top. They are really throwing their best strikes in that clinch. Oh, nice right hand from Jessica Eye. Nice left hand from Joanne. I like that. Joanne really landed some nice strikes to start this round. Jessica Eye, good uppercut followed by elbow in the clinch. God damn, they are throwing. Oh, cross followed by a left hand for Joanne Calderwood. She actually gets that single leg into the trip that she won for her earlier. Shows how much I know, which ain't shit, huh? She landed Jessica Eye right up, but that is a good takedown for Joanne against a A1 wrestler like Jessica Eye. That's nothing to sneeze at. Kick to the body for Joanne. I think she's faking that takedown now just to set up the strikes. Of course, you have to show that you can finish it to even get that person to bite on that, which, so that's good to get that takedown just to show Jessica Eye that you can, so you can use that feint. Nice head movement from Joanne Calderwood. Both girls landing some nice shots this round. See that uppercut. Every time that clinch is initiated, Jessica starts working that uppercut, but Joanne able to land some nice knees and dissuade her from doing that. That's what she has to do. Make Jessica not want that position, and you'll stop getting pushed up against the cage. Fake that takedown again, use it to get into the clinch, and boom, lands some knees to the body, and off the break lands the body kick. That's what I'm talking about. That's what Joanne Calderwood needs to show us. For all the generous, the fight live link you posted is good. Thanks. No problem, brother. Enjoy. Really happy it's working. Oh, nice jab from Jessica Eye. Jessica Eye has some crisp boxing tonight, guys. That 1-2-1 combination, that was nice. Oh, spinning back kick to the body. That lands pretty nicely. Followed by a jab, which landed flush right in the eye of Jessica Eye. No pun intended. Too corny? Yeah, whatever. What do y'all know? Nice jab to the body from Jessica Eye. Calderwood lands a jab of her own. Kind of looped it a little bit. That landed nice. I like that. And again, feints that takedown just to get in the clinch and lands some knees to the body. Scoring. There we go. There was some nice short hooks and elbows in there. Calderwood looks to be wearing her damage a little bit worse than Jessica Eye, but she's landing the better exchanges this round for sure. Just misses. Oh, did that spinning elbow connect? And a late round takedown from Jessica Eye in a close round, you don't want to leave this as the last thing in the mind of the judges when they're scoring this round. You're already down a round. If you're Joanne Calderwood, you have to get up. You have to get up. I think she still did enough to win this round, but you can't end this round on your back. Landing nice little shots, but you can't risk that. You can't risk this. I think Calderwood still wins the round, but you can't risk that the way these judges are. We know how these judges are in combat sports, MMA especially. Should I say MMA especially? Seen a bunch of robberies in boxing. Don't get me started about how Canelo lost twice to Triple G. Yeah, I said it. 2 times. I seen it. What the hell? Yeah, Cotto was tough. She's an animal. Look at that kick to the face, man. Jessica Eye smiles like, damn, I did get caught with that. Okay. 1-2 looked great. Bam! Followed by a left hook over the top. Love it. Love it. Beautiful check hook from Joanne Calderwood. If you're not enjoying this fight, you are not MMA fan, my friend. Nice kicks. That's how you manage distance right there. See, Jessica Eye, I'm sure her corner was telling her, I didn't hear, I'm not even sure if they went to the corner, but I'm sure Jessica Eye's corner was saying, the first round, the way you won that round is by pushing her against the fence. You got to get back in the clinch. I know when you get in the clinch, you're going to hit by knees, you're going to hit by elbows, you're going to hit by hooks. Eat a couple, push her against the fence. You got to get it to the ground. You got to get it to where you're comfortable at. Because she wasn't winning those exchanges anymore in that second round. Joanne Calderwood made some great changes from the first round to the second, and in my opinion was able to take that round. 1-1, let's go. My favorite scenario in mixed martial arts. 1 round of 1 comes down to who wants it more. Who has more left in the tank? Who's hungry? Who's about to get that sandwich? You know what I mean? Jessica Eye still with Calderwood press against the fence. 1 minute down, 4 minutes to go in the last round of the third fight of tonight's 5-card main event. UFC 257 live, baby. You got to imagine the ref is thinking about breaking them apart. Not much happening here. Calderwood not really circling. Jessica Eye keeping wrist control of Calderwood's right arm, but not using it to do anything. I think she's more so resting. She might just be playing the control game, trying to build that control time up, tick the time down, and steal the round. So far, the only thing that has happened this round is Jessica Eye having her press against the cage. So her round to be had at this point. 3 minutes to go. Joanne has to do something to get off the cage. You're not taking any damage, but you can't sit here like this. You're obviously not going to win the round by being pushed against the cage for 5 minutes. DC just saying the same exact thing. You heard it here first. Sign me. What's up? Put me in the draft at least. Shit. 7th rounder. What's up? And there we go. After 2 minutes of no action against the cage, the ref breaks it up. Joanne landed some nice shots, and instantly the damage that Calderwood landed in that 10 seconds negates all that control time, landing beautiful strikes in that clinch and not stopping. Joanne Calderwood has to know that she can't allow another loss to happen after that shellacking that she got against Jennifer Maia in 1 round. That submission loss, that loss of her title shot. She was so close, closer than she may ever be to a title shot. One second, guys. My bad, guys. I heard a bunch of commotion outside. I had to make sure everything was good. We back, baby. Technical difficulties. Appreciate you, Josh. Appreciate you, brother. We out here in our prime. 30 seconds left. Joanne Calderwood, nice damage against the cage. Still landed to the body. Oh, nice strikes from both ladies in the clinch. Joanne putting it on Jessica Eye, opening her up. Nice kick to the body. Oh! And then Jessica Eye goes for the shot late. God damn, what a fight. Again, guys, we are live for UFC 257. Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. What a great fight. I think Joanne Calderwood did more than enough to take that fight. 29-28. Jessica Eye looked really good early. I think she took that first round. Her striking looked way better than I imagined. She looked way better in the clinch in that first round. But in the second round, Joanne started putting it on her. You see she started just killing her in the strikes, 123 to 56. Clinch strike, 76 to 56. Control time to Jessica Eye with those takedowns and against the cage. But goddamn it, Joanne Calderwood didn't really change her, not her complete game plan, but change her her speed. She changed how much she was putting into it. She changed how she was coming at it. She was getting in the clinch, landing, but she was allowing Jessica Eye to outpoint her early in that first round. And you just saw the change from one round to another. And Calderwood started putting on her. Looks good. Hopefully, barring a robbery, Joanne Calderwood may be your next number one contender. Two 30-27s and a 29-28. For JoJo, that's what I'm talking about. She definitely earned this one. What a way to bounce back again after losing potentially her title hopes forever. But then bouncing back like this, looking like this against someone like Jessica Eye, that's how you earn that spot back. Let's turn it up and listen to what JoJo has to say. Joanne said she likes making it hard on herself, which she did in that first round. She made a shout out to her manager. Now let's see who she calls out. Let's go. She said it's up to Dana if she gets that title shot back. But she's hoping. She said, but if they want me to fight 10 more girls, I'm down. Haven't you learned your lesson, JoJo Calderwood? You should not be down for that. What are you talking about? You should be saying, Valentina, you took everything I worked for. Coming for your ass. If you don't get that reference, why are you on my channel? We are here live for UFC 257. We're live, baby. Let me know if you need a link. I got you on deck, or scroll up. Stop being a bum. You got that. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, follow, etc. on all platforms. Mike Jesse MMA. Follow on Instagram for all updates on any show that I will be going live for. Every major combat sports event. Me, you, the camera. We out here. We already talked about in depth Dan Hooker versus Michael Chandler. Let's take a look at some of the upcoming events for UFC, because they have a hell of a schedule ahead this year. The next bare knuckle event I'll do is probably the Page. What did they call that? That card? It's called like Knuckle Fest or something stupid. Let me see. Guys, if you're not excited for this co-main event, Dan Hooker versus Michael Chandler, you ain't living your life right, man. Not living your life right. I got to see what this bare knuckle event's called. I'm sorry. It's something silly as hell. Oh, she fighting Beck Rawlings? I didn't know that. Shout out to Beck Rawlings and her OnlyFans. Not that I'm a subscriber or anything. You guys be out here wilding, man. Oh, man. Yeah, still not having fun? Whew. Rough. Having a goddamn ball. Look at that. Overeem versus Volkov. That's going to be a great fight. Usman versus Burns. About damn time. Blades versus Lewis. The fight that I don't want to see either man lose. Dominic Reyes versus Fravchenko. Man, I can't believe Reyes took that fight. Look, they are doing my job for me, just lining up all these events. And the bare knuckle fight, guys, I'm sorry, it's not Knuckle Fest. I'm silly. That would be a silly name, Knuckle Fest. It's actually Knuckle Mania, because that's way better. That makes, that's a headline. Paige Van Zandt, Knuckle Mania. Get these hands. Chris Lieben still collecting paychecks. And, yeah, I'm not even going to go into brain injuries. Don't want to see Chris Lieben get punched in the face anymore with gloves on. Definitely don't want to see Chris Lieben get punched in the face anymore bare knuckle. Hello from Japan. What is going on, brother? How you doing, man? Other side of the world. I hope 2021 is treating you well. Thank you for coming, man. Appreciate it. We are international, guys, worldwide. You understand? Of the world, Craig. Of the world. If you don't get that reference, I'm too old for you. Let's go. UFC 257, Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. And as promised, let's dig into these events that are coming up. Are we taking a week off next week? Who the hell does the UFC think they are, taking a whole week off? I'm not happy about that, guys. But right after that, we have Overeem versus Volkov. I'm hoping they have that card mapped out, seeing as though it's in 2 weeks. Guys, that card is 2 weeks away, and the only thing on the UFC website is the main event. Alistair Overeem versus Alexander Volkov. Now, that's a good fight. Both men are top 5, I believe. Let me see. Volkov is top 6. So, top 6 versus number 5. I expect it to be fireworks. I expect it to be a one-round knockout fest, and I expect Overeem to win that one. How many resets of a career can you have? Like, Overeem just keeps reinventing himself. He'll win 4, win 3 or something like that, get knocked the fuck out, and then come back, win 3, win 4. He's not going anywhere. I'm rooting for Conor McGregor from Japan. Yeah, man, he is getting rooted for from all over the world. I am not what you would call a huge Conor McGregor fan, but I do favor Conor McGregor in this fight. I do think Dustin Poirier has more than a puncher's chance. I think he has the skill, I think he has the heart, and I think he has the chin to survive and grind his way to a victory against Conor McGregor. I do see that as a high possibility. Honestly, I have it like 60-40. McGregor, I just think McGregor is too strong early. I think he's too focused. I think he's super healthy. And I think he is going to be prepared if he's smart and if he's taking it as serious as he's been saying. I think he is prepared to fight that 3-round pace. I mean, that 5-round pace. Talking about Bruce Buffer in the fly. See, it was Conor McGregor showing up in style as usual. Just getting these stats together. Once they come, have it ready. Like I said, guys, they are going to milk every minute they can. It's already midnight, and you still have the co-main event, and they're showing Conor when he came in, because that's what we care about. Please get to the goddamn co-main event. Please and thank you. You got the whole fam. All right, let's see. Keep going through these events. Usman versus Burns. Can't wait for that. Saturday, February 13th. Co-main event. Macy Barber versus Alexa Grasso. Is that right? Let me click this card. I know they're on that card, but is that really the main? Is that really the co-main? No offense to Macy Barber, but did she just lose to the Happy Warrior? All right, they only have 2 fights announced on that fight card period. They're just announcing a bunch of main events, and these cards are not together yet, unfortunately, to dig through. But I am excited about that matchup. They train together. They're from the same gym and team currently. Usman has been cross-training with Trevor Whitman since this fight was announced. Would like to see how much he's learned. He did have improved striking. Not a lot of people are talking about that. Only people I've actually seen in the mainstream, if you can call MMA media mainstream, only ones I've seen with really a name talking about the improved striking of Kamaru Usman would be Brian Campbell and Luke Thomas. If you check out their what is it called, Hotel Diaries or whatever the hell they do when they're on the road, they talk about it recently. He hasn't been with Trevor Whitman long, Kamaru Usman, but he's been looking well improved. I don't think he got enough respect for how well his striking looked. It was mainly a wrestle and clinch affair against a last-minute arrival of Jorge Masvidal, but he did look good in those striking exchanges. Now he has had several months with Trevor Whitman. I would like to see what he added to the game. But you have Burns, who is like a monster. He whooped Tyron Woodley's ass just recently in 2020 to earn that title shot. Maybe Tyron Woodley's washed now. I'm a huge Tyron Woodley fan. One of the top welterweights ever to do it. I have him as the number 2 welterweight behind George St. Pierre. A lot of people put Matt Hughes in front of him, but if you look at their record and the actual people they beat and just how they beat them and how they game planned against them, etc., I do have Tyron Woodley over Matt Hughes, especially with the era that they fought in. But he gave Tyron Woodley the business. You could say, yeah, Usman gave him the game plan, and then he just did the same exact thing to him. But the way Gilbert did it, the damage he was causing, maybe did it even better than Colby did. Really hope Tyron Woodley bounces back or retires. I don't really care which one as of now. I just don't want to see him get hurt anymore. But Gilbert Burns, every bit the contender, and has definitely earned that spot to fight Kamaru Usman for that championship. What is going on with this? There we go. My volume's low. I got you. Hopefully you guys can hear me better now. If not, I am not sure what the problem is. And yeah, fix the next video. I'll go back and check it out. But thank you for letting me know. Also, it could be that I'm getting excited and was not talking into the mic, which, if that's the case, remember I'm a fan first. Guys, thank you for joining me. UFC 257. We are about to start the co-main event. Dan Hooker versus Michael Chandler. If you were here earlier from my picks, I do have Michael Chandler as the favorite, as do the odds. But Dan Hooker, every bit the contender. Every bit the bad matchup for Michael Chandler for his debut, honestly. Dan Hooker, bigger, longer, stronger. Has shown that he can fight a war. Has shown that it's not easy to put him out. We saw him get his ass kicked for rounds and rounds against Enzo Barboza and not go down. It was a TKO finish, not a flash knockout or anything like that. As tough as they come. I do like the graphics that ESPN added for this pay-per-view. Iron Michael Chandler. That is dope. I like that logo they had right there. Michael Chandler looking ready in his first walk to the UFC octagon. One of my friends were talking to me recently and said they were surprised when they saw it being Michael Chandler's first fight in the octagon. He's like, yo, hasn't he at least had 3 fights? It's funny. UFC did their job. In that last Khabib fight, they made Michael Chandler the alternate. They made him weigh in. They had him doing interviews that whole week. They had him on Fight Island. They had his face everywhere. They even did a little promo for him and to introduce him to the audience. So the audience just feels like, if they're not a everyday hardcore watcher of UFC, always looking at, Bleacher Report, ESPN News, etc., watching every single card, they really thought Michael Chandler was just another UFC guy, which shows that UFC did what they were supposed to do and introduce him to the audience as well as they can without him having a fight, actually. Michael Chandler, A1 athlete. That man looks shredded. Of course, the Pitbull brothers always saying he's on roids. Now he's in USADA. Nothing you can say. That man just has good genetics. He's looking out here swole. Can't believe Overeem's still tough as nails. Yeah, man. Overeem, when he got his lid split, that was disgusting. That uppercut from, was that from the Rosenstruck or the Francis Ngannou fight? I don't remember which fight that was that split his lip. You can hear me. Thanks, bro. That probably means it is the other guy's mic headset. Makes me feel a little bit better. Rather it be you than me. Guys, we are live for UFC 257 co-main event. Dan Hooker is now making the walk. City Kickboxing. He does not have Eugene Behrman, the head coach of City Kickboxing, in his corner because the quarantine process that he has to go through for this is like a month long. It's crazy. You have to get these vouchers to come back into Australia or New Zealand. That's why they're kicking COVID's ass. So you have to wait for the voucher. The quickest voucher he has is like 3 weeks from now, in which case he comes back to New Zealand just to be quarantined for another 2 weeks. It's brutal. The coach has too many fights lined up for other City Kickboxing fighters, including Israel Adesanya versus Jan Blachowicz, so he could not take that flight with him. But Eugene Behrman, of course, said he is confident in Dan Hooker's ability and preparation for this fight. He says they had a good camp. Says Dan Hooker's looking good. He does look in phenomenal shape. Of course, he is always going to have to almost always going to have to reach advantage in these fights. He's a huge light heavyweight. From San Jose, waiting for the Khabib to come to AKA after Las Vegas fight. Dope, man. That is dope. Shout out to San Jose. How about all that? Khabib's decision to unretire is the biggest decision since the LeBron going to Miami. And then Khabib comes out and says, maybe. Maybe. Like, what the hell is that? Dana White talking the whole time, all this ish. Like, yeah, we have a meeting. We're going to figure it out. I think he's coming back. I'm going to press him, blah, 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 blah. Khabib said, show me something nice. Show me something good this weekend, and maybe we'll talk about it in Vegas on Sunday. Of course, Dana flying right out after this show, or maybe later that evening. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning over there or some shit like that. And going to fly to Las Vegas and have probably a dinner or lunch with Khabib to talk about the future. So we're about to find out now if at least one man stands out We have 6-foot Dan Hooker against 5'8" Michael Chandler. A 3.5-inch reach advantage. Dan Hooker at 75 and Michael Chandler at 71.5. What is going on? Thank you for joining the channel. Appreciate it. Thumbs up, subscribe, follow, etc., etc., etc. Here. Can't find a fight anywhere. Sorry, bro. Guys, I put a few links in the chat thus far. If you're lucky, they've been working for you. If you're not, sorry, man. It's impossible to watch the fights. I'm sorry, bro. Try this one out. Trying to give y'all as many as I can. Dana White told y'all. Dana White told y'all. He said, go ahead and try it. I got something for you motherfuckers. His words, not mine. I would never call you guys motherfuckers. Degenerates? Maybe. Probably. I did actually call you guys that. So factually, I'll call you a degenerate to your face. Motherfucker, no, that's me quoting Dana. You know what I'm saying? That's me being journalistic is the word they say. It's probably not. That's not a word. It's not a word. I bought it 3 times. What is going on? That's nuts, bro. Let me... On Facebook, it wouldn't let me put it, so I put a space in between the dot and the com. That's terrible, Tim. I don't understand what's going on. Somebody else having trouble, too. I tried to let them use my ESPN, and it said too many people were watching it at once, but not a fact. Khabib will fight if the fans send flowers to his mom, asking her to let him fight. I support that, Judge Barney. I support that. Mama's blocking right now. We need that fight. And here we go, guys. Co-main event. All but assured to be exciting. All but assured to end before the bell of that 3rd round. Michael Chandler's been waiting for a decade to prove he's the best in the world. This is the first step. If that statement is true, what are you going to do against the number 6, Dan Hooker? The man who's fought some of the best in the UFC thus far, but not been able to get over the hill. You can't just beat Dan Hooker to prove you're the best in the world. You have to really make a statement here. You've been talking that good shit for 10 years, Michael Chandler. This is your time. Get these stats ready for y'all. Afraid to look away. Both men with the power and skill to finish in the blink of an eye. Nice shots to the body from Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler always comes out with pressure, and this time is no different, even against a taller fighter. Pressing forward, not allowing him to get comfortable, keeping him on that warning track we discussed earlier, guys, where those logos are. That limits the direction that your opponent can escape. They can either go back and run out of real estate and put their back against the fence. They could circle towards your jab hand, which is the safest bet, but you might be able to catch them with a jab, which scores, or maybe a check hook, put some damage. Or they can circle to the outside to your power hand and possibly, bam, circle right into the right. And you see, even though Dan Hooker is circling the proper way towards the jab hand of Michael Chandler is all over him, still throwing that right hand and landing. Not flush because Dan Hooker's circling towards the jab hand, but that right hand is still landing. And Michael Chandler, of course, is maybe not the best finisher ever, but he does have power. And not for nothing, he's a great wrestler. You don't want to be that far against the cage. Oh! And that left hand lands! What did I say? Now landing powerful shots. They're going to stop this fight in the 1st round. Knockout from Michael Chandler. Does everything he fucking said he was going to do. Let's go. Woo! Did you see that shit? Oh my God. What did I say? What did I say? Michael Chandler said for the last decade he was the best fighter on the planet. If you want to prove it, how are you going to look against the number 6 Dan Hooker? That's how. Knocked him the fuck out. That's how. Let's go. Did I not say, if not for how big the main event was, there's very few main events I'd be more excited about than this co-main event. That's why, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you don't just look and say, oh, they don't fight in the UFC. They're garbage. They don't fight in the UFC. They're not as good. I don't know his name. He must suck. He must lose against a guy that I've heard of before. Wrong. Michael Chandler said wrong. Let's go. Look at this, guys. Right to the body. Great head movement. And boom. Like I said, you can keep circling out to the jab hand, but you might get caught with a check hook. I just said it. You don't want to let a guy like Michael Chandler keep backing you up to what we just called the warning strip, guys, where those logos are. You don't have that much space to exit. So when Michael Chandler throws that punch, he knows there's only but so many places that Dan Hooker can go to avoid it. But the odds are high that he's going to eat that shot. And he does. Eventually he does. He keeps backing up. He knew Michael Chandler was going to, he talked about it earlier in the week, that he knew, talking so much, my lips are chapping, guys, ignore that, please. He knew that Michael Chandler was going to be pressing forward. He knew that. You can't let a guy with power like that do that unless you straight disrespected his power. Like you said, I've been through wars before. This is nothing. I can get through a Michael Chandler. Dan Hooker trying to take his gloves off. I hope it is not to retire. Guys, I kind of feel like Dan Hooker's about to retire. I do. He shouldn't. Guys, as always, I'm going to turn this up. Hopefully you can, if you're not able to watch the fight, you can pick it up a little bit and listen to what Michael Chandler has to say. Here we go. Michael Chandler with his first interview inside the octagon. Cut that promo, talk that shit. Says a long road. Blue collar man living the American goddamn dream. So you just answered a lot of questions. Wonder Boy Thompson just says, wow. Welcome to the UFC, Michael Chandler. Welcome indeed. Look at that, guys. Boom. Left hand landed so hard. That's not his power hand. But when you're circling into it, wham. And he knows you don't got many places to go. Here we go. Chandler about to talk that shit. Says the greatest moment of his life. He's talking that shit. Ooh, do y'all feel those chills, baby? Do you feel it down your spine? Woo! That's what I'm talking about, cut a promo. That's what I'm talking about, talk your shit after you win. That's how you do it, Michael Chandler. That's what I'm talking about. To be the man, you got to beat the man, Michael Chandler said. And tonight, he was the man. Plain and simple. Dan Hooker left his gloves in the octagon, as I preluded to. He just had a bad loss, though. Maybe it's just emotions. We've seen it before. Most MMA retirements are about 2 seconds anyway, guys. Come on. Cejudo said he was retired and was tweeting about fights a day later. Let's be real. GSP came back after 4 years and knocked out Michael Bisping. No one stays retired in UFC, MMA, or combat sports. Floyd Mayweather is fighting a Paul brother. He's retired. De La Hoya's trying to fight one too, I heard. Guys, goddamn. I said I didn't think it was going to last 3 rounds. And I said I had Michael Chandler. What's up? UFC 257. What a goddamn night thus far. And we still have the main event, ladies and gentlemen. Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. Did Chandler just win already? Yes, he did. Won by vicious knockout. And called out everybody. Was it a lucky punch? Not a lucky punch. Guys, I was talking about it before it happened. When you have someone pressed up against that warning track where the logos are, you only give them but so many places to retreat. You can retreat backwards, and then your back's against the cage. You can retreat towards their jab hand, in which case you might eat a jab or a check hook, just like Dan Hooker did. Or you circle to the outside, and you run the possibility of running straight into an overhand power strike, which would have been the right hand from Chandler. Dan Hooker made the best choice he could after being put against, in that position. He circled towards the jab hand, but he ate that hook. He kept eating in shots when he circled towards that way. Chandler said, okay, you're picking the best case scenario for you, but that's still putting you at a disadvantage because you keep letting me get you that far back. When Michael Chandler is moving forward, Hooker should have circled. He shouldn't have moved back and then try to circle. It's too late at that point. You already have less angles. You already have less space. You already gave up most of the real estate you had to escape and move. It's not like he's one of those, Israel Adesanya move to the left and right with just a head movement type of guys. You got to circle out and step so that when Chandler is coming forward, you're going circle, making him chase you like a matador and a bull. Instead, Chandler went backwards and then circled. And eventually it was always going to happen. Eventually he's going to get caught with something really powerful. It just so happened in the first round. But lucky, that was not lucky at all. That was fantastic game planning by Michael Chandler. Fantastic implementation of just a better strategy and better footwork and octagon control is really what it came down to. And he really just showed out. Michael Chandler looked world-class against a world-class guy. Shout-outs to Michael Chandler in his debut of the UFC. Good damn. Yo, that sticker is fantastic. USA champ. They owe you some payback, right? Whoo, boy. Guys, I'm not saying, take my picks and bet, but I'm just saying if you took my picks and bet, let me stop because one of you guys are going to wind up losing $1,000 and be like, Mike Jesse MMA, you owe me. I don't owe you shit. You understand? My payment is these free links, and if they don't work, no refund. 0 refund. I ain't got it. The way my bank account's set up, 2020 is rough on everybody. Are you having fun yet? I mean, if you're not by now, why are you even still here, Guys, we are here for UFC 257. Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. We are to the main event. They're going to cut this promo. They're going to have some long-ass walkouts. In about 15 or 20 minutes, we are going to start the main event. No intermission. We're going to keep the game going, baby. We're going to take a look at the last few fights of Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor. First, let me set these stats up. Because, when I get excited, I forget. You know it, man. I got some bad tendencies. If y'all are having half as much fun as I am, I'm going to start charging. Let me stop. Nah, free, 100% full free, free 99, my favorite number. You understand what I'm saying to you? Next stream, you're going to just see, be like, here's a button to give him tree footy. If no streamer has a tree fitty button, they are missing out, right? Everybody's got an extra tree fitty. Yabba dabba do. I'm with it. I dig it. Flintstones. It's the Flintstones. Yabba dabba do. No? Too much? Got you. That's old school, guys. All right, guys. I'm going to go into the last few fights of Dustin Poirier. And then we will break down the career recently. That is Conor McGregor. Man, if you go ahead and look at fights of the last weigh-in of Conor at 155 and the weigh-in now, he looks like it's not like he looked in bad shape. He didn't look in bad shape against Khabib. He'll tell you that he drank and he didn't train seriously. I take it with a grain of salt anytime any of these guys say, anything like that. At the end of the day, you signed a contract, you showed up for a fight, you were on the scales just like the other guy. I don't give a fuck what happened to camp. If it was that bad, pull out. And there's no shame in pulling out. But the way these guys are paid, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, they can't, blah, blah, blah. But, you just because you never know who's making an excuse and who's really telling the truth, I take it with a grain of salt anytime these guys talk about their lack of training or training injuries. So, but I say that to say he looks great. This fight, he looks in way better shape than he did before, and he looks ready. Dustin Poirier, last fight against the aforementioned Dan Hooker, looked great against him, put it on him. That was a war, and eventually became an ass whooping, honestly, but it started out as a war. Really good fight. Really, both men did some great damage, but Poirier did put it on him towards the end. Nurmagomedov versus Poirier, of course. Khabib, 29-0, won that fight. Third round submission. Before that, he beat Holloway in a interim title fight, if I remember correctly. Really good fight. Not going to lie to you guys. Unpopular opinion. I had Max Holloway winning that fight against Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier 100% did like 3 times more damage, but Max Holloway's volume, 3 of the 5 rounds, I thought was enough, but I wasn't like angry at it, because if you're just saying who won that fight after the fight, I would have gave it to Poirier. I would have said, no, Dustin definitely won that fight if we're talking about the fight as a whole, but with the rule set and how you score it, I did have Max Holloway winning that fight, so take that for what it's worth, but he did win that. Beat Eddie Alvarez, looked great against him. Beat Gaethje, looked great against him. Anthony Pettis before that. I mean, since the switch to 155, Dustin Poirier's taking it super seriously and has done the work. Hasn't lost. His last loss against a nobody type guy would be Michael Johnson, but Michael Johnson has wins against a lot of really good people. Since that loss to Michael Johnson, the only other guy that he's lost to is Khabib Nurmagomedov. Which is why you have every reason to think that Dustin Poirier has a great chance of winning this fight. If you can last 3 rounds against Khabib, which that isn't an easy thing to do, and you can beat guys like Dan Hooker, if you can beat guys like Max Holloway, like Eddie Alvarez, like Justin Gaethje, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, like, you shouldn't be surprised that you're seeing him against Conor McGregor, and you should not be surprised at all if Dustin walks away to win, especially if the things go past the 3rd round. Because I've talked about all these wars. How many wars are you seeing Conor McGregor in and look as good in the 4th and 5th as he did in 1 through 3? He honestly doesn't have to fight a lot of wars. We're going to get into Conor McGregor's fight record now. He did look really good against Nate. He did look good against Nate. He did have much improved cardio from Nate 1 to 2. From the jump between Nate 1 and Nate 2, amazing. Free to gas out the 2nd round. So much that you tried to go for that you just really became a sitting target for the 1-2 and the 1-2-1 combination that Nate loves to throw. You saw him doing it the fight before to Michael Johnson and tagging him the fuck up. He did the same thing to Conor McGregor the first fight. And then Conor really just got tired and got tired of getting punched in the fucking face. So went for a shot against a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt like Nate Diaz, and really was just asking to get choked out so he could stop feeling like that in that fight. But then in part 2, to be able to fight that war and those changes that he did to his stand-up, not wasting his energy on these power shots that weren't going to put Nate out, because Nate is a strong SOB. Really impressive. And no matter what you feel about Conor McGregor, the person, the fighter came fucking prepared and did fight that war, so I'll give him that one. His last fight, Donald Cerrone, beat his ass in 40 seconds. Fight before that, he lost submission to Khabib. Nothing to sneeze at. Everybody loses to Khabib. Before that, guys, 2016 was his last MMA fight, other than that 2018 fight against Khabib, and that was against Alvarez, which one of the guys earlier on YouTube was talking about being Conor's best fight ever. I agree. His best performance ever. I agree. Even better than Jose Aldo. He beat Aldo in 13 seconds. Yeah, that's amazing. He did it against the best, in my opinion, featherweight ever to do it. But it's not your best performance because you got a really good punch in. Eddie Alvarez, he just outclassed a world-class guy. It was amazing. The DS2 was a win. DS1 was a loss. Aldo in 30 seconds. In 14 seconds. My bad. Mendez in the second round. Seaver in the second round. Dustin Poirier first round. So again, he hasn't had opportunities to show if he can or can't fight these wars. The one war that he was in, he looked good. He didn't even look bad. Khabib just has a whole different level of gas tank though, so you can't really compare it to anything else. Say that to say, it's possible Conor can win a war, but I don't see it. Dustin just has proven himself so much in those type of fights. Conor coming. 1-2 coming for you. 3-4, knock your butt on the floor. 5-6, take your licks. 7-8, fuck your hate. 9-10, Conor's champ again. I like it, Sean. I like it. Bars. We call that in America. Bars. We out here, guys. We are live for UFC 257. Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. All right, bro. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for stopping by. We are here for Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor. The main event is about to start. Dustin Poirier making the walk, the last man to take the walk, number 2 in the world. What do they have Conor as? Conor number 4. Interesting. I don't have a problem with that. I was just unaware. Let me check out the lightweight rankings before we get into this fight. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, follow, etc. Follow me on Instagram at Mike Jesse MMA for all updates. Let you know when I am going live. Of course, I will be back for the next UFC event in a couple weeks. And every subsequent card after that. If it's boxing and it gets me excited, I will be out there. I'm not fighting. I'm not going to be on here, guys, for Alvarez versus Joe Schmo for a title that no one gives a fuck about because there's 8 titles in that division. It's just not happening. I am a boxing fan. I am not as well versed in the play-by-play for boxing, and I will only watch boxing and do the live stream if it's something that really gets me excited. I'm talking about Alvarez, Golovkin. I'm talking about the bare knuckle fighting championship. I'm talking about the freak shows that is Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones. Has to be something to it. Has to be caveat. Has to be really big names. Tyson Fury versus Wilder 3. We will be live for that whenever that happens. Or Fury Joshua 1. Not sure which one's next. That's a crazy ass story. We'll get into that at another time. But again, like that, guys. And if you ever have a fight that you want me to go live on, even if it's just as a fan and just to watch it with you guys, shoot me a message on Instagram. My DMs are open, people, and I don't mind, again, if I watch some highlights, if I'm familiar with the people, if I can get excited about it, I don't mind being out here. Kind of reminds me of Foghorn Leghorn, the loudmouth schnook. That's hilarious. How do I see the actual fight? If you're asking me how I see the actual fight, this fight, I think Conor is going to come out fast. I think he's going to come out with not a lot of respect to Dustin. I think Dustin has the better hooks. I think Dustin's hooks are beautiful. They're a thing to behold. I think he has good head movement, but I think Conor has better octagon control by keeping a distance. Conor has way better kicks. I think Conor is going to use his kicks, stay long, use his frame, jab in. You do a lot of leg kicks and teep kicks and outside calf kicks and feints, etc., to keep Dustin on the outside. And I think he's going to pick and choose when he comes in with that straight left. I think the straight left ends this fight in the second or third round. I do think Conor has the power advantage. I think he has the accuracy advantage. I think his straight boxing and kickboxing has an advantage over the hook and in the phone booth boxing style of Dustin Poirier. If Dustin Poirier is to win, push Conor against the fence for the early rounds. Get him tired. Make him wear your weight. Go for some takedowns just to make him think about it. And then work those hooks to the body and over the top in the third, fourth, and fifth round. And that is your avenue to scoring and weighing and taking away and chipping at that gas tank of Conor McGregor. But if I'm calling this fight, if I'm making a prediction, it's Conor McGregor in the third via a left hand KO. I'm watching your commentary for every fight from now on. You're the man. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you. Really do. Are you going to show any fight? And if not, how can I watch it? I'm not showing a fight because I don't want to get my channel banned, but I have shared several links with you guys. Some of the links have worked. Some of them haven't. Good luck and hope that it works for you, my friend. There's a couple. If those don't work, scroll up in the chat and you can find others. But I really do hope those links work for you guys. I wish I could just show it. I know you've seen people do it before. What's going on, Miguel? Appreciate you, brother. I know you've seen people do it before. I'm not that savvy. They will ban my shit in 30 seconds, and that's not an exaggeration, guys. I've been banned before. It's not fun. You lose hella followers. You lose traction. You lose momentum, etc. How do I dealing with it? But that reminds me, guys. We are live for UFC 257. Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier. The last time I get to say that tonight because the fight is about to start. We have Bruce Buffer doing his thing, announcing the fighters. Dustin Poirier looking to avenge the rematch, the last loss and fight he had at 145, sending him to 155 where he's looked like a renewed fighter. Only one loss of note at 155 of recent, and that's against Khabib. He does have that loss against Johnson, but that being like 5 years ago. He is a reinvented fighter. He has grown so much, not just talking about his stature, but in skill, in mindset. He lost the mental game to Conor last time. It doesn't look like he's phased. It doesn't look like he might be showing Conor too much respect, but we're about to find out now if he's ready to avenge that loss and shoot his shot against anybody in the fucking world for that title. If you beat Conor McGregor, it's your call, whoever the fuck you fight next, what the stakes are, etc., etc. You want to talk about getting Khabib excited? Now get Conor McGregor the fuck out against all his friends. That'll get that man excited and out of retirement, I guarantee. Let's see if Dustin Poirier can avenge this rematch to get a rematch with Khabib Nurmagomedov. Or will Conor McGregor show that 1 year layoff has only been good for him? He was talking about having a season in 2020. It didn't happen. COVID took that away. The fans not being able to in attendance took that away. He's back. He's hoping to fight 3 times. He's looking to be refocused. He's looking to come out fast and hit hard. Let's fucking go. Round 1. Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. Let's go, baby. We out here. Mike Jesse MMA. Follow me on every major platform. That is Twitch. That is Instagram. That is YouTube, etc., 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 baby. Let's go. Let's go. Conor out fast. Going forward. Nice jab. Nice body kick from Dustin. Definitely worked the body early. Nice, quick cross. Conor looks so fast. Nice counter jab from Dustin. But, man, Conor is looking swift. And, guys, I told you, y'all let me get excited. Y'all let me get excited. I didn't put the stats up. It's y'all fault, not mine. See, look, work the takedown attempts. There you go. What did we say his tools to victory were, guys? Push him against the fence. Take him down. Put your weight on him. Don't look to end it fast. Yes, Dustin Poirier has the power, guys. I'm not saying Dustin Poirier doesn't have hits that can end Conor. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying the safer bet is don't play that game. You know the advantage you have over him. That's your gas tank. Expose it. There you go. Let's go. Conor up. You see him throw the shoulder. Nice little uppercut against the fence. Conor now with Dustin puts up against the fence. And then Dustin throws his shoulder. And Conor follows up with him with one on his own. That's funny. Dustin trying to control that one arm and spin him, and he does. Nice knee from Conor into the body. Dustin has that underhook, though. Conor wants to get the underhook with his right hand. So it could be more of a 50-50 position. There you go. He's got the underhook. He's going for double underhook. If he can get double underhook, he'll be able to then swing Dustin Poirier much easier. Oh, nice knee to the body. Oh, you could hear that, ladies and gentlemen. Jeez. Great takedown defense. from Conor. Dustin switching to the single leg on his right side. He wants to try to pull that off the fence and swing. You want to pull that leg and then drag it across your body. Pull him across. But instead, Conor McGregor able to get that double underhook. Able to get the double underhook and switch and swing him. And now they're trading shoulders and they're talking to each other, both smiling. Conor hit him with the shoulder. Dustin said, eat a couple of these from me. Both guys still having a good time. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's go. Some open palm slaps from Conor. Another shoulder from Dustin. Hilarious to me that Dustin's throwing the shoulders back. Nice shot to break up from the clinch from Conor McGregor. That's what you want to see from him. One of those clinch positions. Oh, left hand. Beautiful. So goddamn quick. You up, Nick? Nice jab from Conor. Conor fighting long. Nice jab again. Dustin felt that, man. Dustin felt that. There you go. Coming in with them hooks. Be careful. Conor is so goddamn fast, man. Switched it up to the body that time. Nice jab again. Every time Dustin looks like he wants to throw, even if it's a feint, Conor is throwing because he doesn't respect Dustin. Oh, there you go. Dustin hit him with the right hand, and he saw that he touched Conor. Pointed at him right after and smiled. There you go. Conor pushed him against the fence and landed. Both men landing here now. Dustin a la Justin Gaethje when he's throwing some of those strikes and then those combinations with leg kicks. Smart. What were Conor's tools to victory? Those kicks, and as I say it, those that spinning heel kick. Needs to be careful not throwing too many of them. They waste a lot of energy. That's a mistake he made against Nate, but almost lands. Super close. Might want to set that up with some punches first. Dustin having fun. Landing some jabs himself. Oh, left hand lands for Conor. Right on the jaw. 1 second left. Woo! How about that round? How about that round? I give it to Conor because Conor did more damage. Dustin did a good job, though. He had a takedown. He had time against the fence where he pressed Conor and controlled it a lot of the time. But the damage and I believe the strikes were in Conor's favor. Yeah, Conor blue corner, yeah. 41-25 total strikes, 23-15 significant. Of course, Dustin did have the takedown. Didn't do much with it. No submission attempts. No real damage or anything like that. So I get that to Conor. Conor not taking the bench. Looking good. That shoulder looked all right. Those shoulder strikes are pretty good. Nice elbow over the top in these highlights. That left hand is so fast. And then, that cross that time. Conor's, I just realized in the first replay and the second replay solidified it. Conor, the southpaw, so leading with the right hand. So he reached over with the left cross, which is his power hand, right? But he reached over so much that he then almost switched into orthodox. So when he came with the right, it wasn't a jab. It was a cross at that point just because he switched in that combination. He was no longer in the southpaw stance with the right hand leading. He came over so much with the left hand that his body wasn't like this anymore. It was straight like that. So when the right came back, Dustin Poirier may be expecting to get hit with a jab, not that much power, but he had switched sides. He had switched his feet, and bam, that right became a cross. Beautiful. Beautiful. Conor pushing forward. Oh, nice. Dustin's reacting to these shots like I haven't seen Dustin ever react to shots. Here we go. Body shot for Conor. Dustin Poirier not allowing himself to get backed up anymore. We saw that go bad for Dan Hooker. You can't keep allowing yourself to get backed up to limit your available outlets, especially against a striker like Conor. Conor caught the foot of Dustin, pushing him against the cage. Didn't do anything with it. Got excited for a second. Oh, nice left hand. Catches his foot again. Dustin, every time he landed something nice, pointing at Conor, letting him know. Like, yeah, watch out for me too. Nice leg kicks from Dustin. He's really wearing on that leg of Conor. Felder calling for a takedown. Nice head movement from Dustin. Just got out of the way that left. Oh, not that one. Like DC said, you can't take those. He used head movement, but it didn't back up enough because he needs to move his feet too. Oh, nice left hand. And now Dustin's putting it on Conor. Conor against the fence, trying to survive. Eating some hard shots, though. Good head movement, but he is eating some of these shots. Oh, and then the right hand drops Conor. Conor's out. Conor's out. He knocks Conor McGregor the fuck out. Oh, my God. After Conor looked so good early. Dustin knocked Conor out in the first round, guys. You could see when he was landing some of those shots, he would point at Conor. Say, I know you felt that. Accurate. Holy shit. Guys, I said I had Conor McGregor for this fight. If Dustin was going to win, it would have to be late. Dustin said, fuck that. Second round. Dustin Poirier's wife saying, I told you, don't doubt my husband. Yeah, he got a rider. He got a real one. Yeah, Dustin, I see you, playboy. See you over there, old playboy. Yo, Conor's got to be crushed. Got to be crushed. Said his calf. Yeah, he couldn't keep moving. Great leg kicks from Dustin early. Jeez, man. 60 seconds are up. Show fight. I couldn't, brother. I'm sorry. Stomach kicks will keep loudmouth stuck at bay. Does the loudmouth have the stamina for round 2? No. I mean, it wasn't the stamina. It was those leg kicks, man. Those leg kicks. Vicious leg kicks from Conor. Took away his movement. He couldn't get away. That's why he was backed up against the fence. I'm like, you can't keep taking those. You got to get out of there. He couldn't. Dustin Poirier with those calf kicks. We talked about it earlier when we talked about Michael Chandler's career and that win against Benson Henderson. Benson Henderson being the pioneer of those calf kicks. Who won? Dustin Poirier just knocked Conor McGregor the fuck out in round 2. Took away the movement of Conor. Look, Conor couldn't go anywhere. Eating strong shots. And look, he's not really dazed, but he can't walk anywhere. His calf is done. His calf was already swole. They said it was dead in the first round. That's probably why now that I think about it, that's why he didn't sit on his stool. Because he wasn't sure if it was going to get relaxed. Who won? Dustin Poirier won, brother. Dustin Poirier. Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Lafayette's finest. Louisiana's nastiest. Dustin Poirier. Not Conor McGregor the fuck out. Round 2. Post it. Headline. That was fast. Yeah. Yeah, brother. That was quick. Way to avenge a loss. Preach. You can't avenge a loss any better than being the underdog. Underdog the whole time. Nobody gave you a chance. And you avenge a loss like this. Dustin Poirier, ladies and gentlemen. Goddamn. If you're Khabib and this didn't get you excited, if tonight didn't get Khabib excited, Michael Chandler is here. He is real. Dustin Poirier is world class. He is your number 1 contender for 155-pound strap. No matter who goes in there, it's Dustin Poirier that needs to look at him on the other side of the octagon. Now, will that be Khabib defending again in a rematch? Or will that be Michael Chandler? Or will it be just the winner of Justin Gaethje versus the rumored Bronx Charles Oliveira. Whoo, man, guys. God damn, I didn't think it was going like that. Will you be commentating for UFC 258? I hope so. Fantastic play-by-play. Thank you, brother. Of course, I will be here for UFC 258. I will also be here for the event that is not next week, guys. UFC's taking a break. Let me pull up the calendar real quick. But on February 5th, I will be here, guys. February 6th. As always, because of the we're going to listen to what they have to say. The winner, Dustin Poirier. They just put it all online. Octagon, let's listen to what he has to say. He shouted out to Conor, said Conor's a pro. Took his ass whipping like a man. Talking about the Good Fight Foundation. Shout out. Dustin Poirier really always pays it forward, always gives back. Shout out to him as a fighter and a man. Next event, February 6th, Overeem vs. Volkov. I will be here live, guys. Don't miss that. February 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Your boy Mike Jesse MMA is out here. You understand? Follow me. Twitch, Instagram, YouTube. Like, subscribe, follow, etc., guys. We are going to wait and see what Conor has to say. Dustin said Max Holloway thinks he's the best boxer, but I got 2 wins over him. Woo! He said he knows Conor McGregor's timing on the 2 is some of the best in the game, but he doesn't give a fuck, and he didn't. Mixing it up is what won Dustin Poirier to fight. Those leg kicks, man. Dustin, crowning himself the champ, said me and Conor are the 2 top guys if Khabib's not coming back. Now Anik talking to Conor McGregor after the knockout. Not crazy about them talking to people after the knockout, but I guess with Conor you have to. Conor just humble, as he always is in a loss, and as he has been all week. He said he's coming back this year, though. Said you can't be inactive in this business. Said he'll take his loss. He said we're 1-1 now. Curious to see what's next for Conor McGregor. Big C says Conor fanboys are mad. I assume so. I would imagine so. Guys, there was highs. There was lows. I'm lying. It was all goddamn highs, and that's because of you. I appreciate you guys joining me for UFC 257, Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier 2. And what a goddamn card. What a goddamn event, and what a goddamn fight. I appreciate you guys. I will be back February 6th for Volkov versus Overeem. Guys, that's going to be a hell of a fight. This was a hell of a fight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Follow your boy, like it, etc., etc., etc. I'll be back, baby, like your boy Bender. You understand what I'm saying? Thank you, guys. I hope you had fun. See you next time. I'm out, baby.